All right, Tabletop Life fans, we're back. We have Ultramarines. We have the new Desolation squad. We're going to try them out. There's a lot of love or hate. These are the stock builds, so kind of ugly, but I don't hate them as bad seeing them up close. So hopefully when I get them painted, they'll look nice. Hopefully if they do really well, they'll look a lot better because, you know, good guys are better when they do work. So, but let's go over the list real quick. We have Walter here, fan favorite. He's got a new Necron build he's going to try to destroy me with. Always talking smack off camera, so hopefully we'll have a good game. And he didn't just destroy me on the first go with my Desolation Marines. All right, so the list is lots of heavies. They did not change Codex Warfare yet, so we're going to try to take advantage of that power here. So I got a unit of Hellblasters with the upgraded Sergeant. This is the Assault guy, some Master Crafted. Got a big unit of 6 Eradicators with the 2 multi-meltas. I got the big Desolations with the Super Krak. The Sergeant's got the vengor launcher. And we got a unit of grav guys. Sergeant has a thunderhammer. At least I have 3 units of Victrix guard. Got 2 troops. I got Infiltrator, Guilliman with his Warlord trait, so everyone can heroic. Characters, I got Tigurius. I got Cassius. He knows a bunch of litanies. And then a bunch of characters. Heroic 6 chapter champion with the Sword of Triumph. He's going to be punching somebody. The Super Apothecary healing people with the Vox. And then we got the Fight Last Judiciar with the Warlord trait to Heroic 6 as well. So it's going to come in handy in this game. Apparently he's going to come fight me, so I'll be able to fend him off hopefully and shoot him. So let's see what Walter has on his side, and then we'll look at the mission.
Hey everybody, it's Walter here again. I'm ready to bring another triumph home to the dynasties. You guys will know that my record against Thomas is pretty much spotless, and today this list is much more serious than usual. This is my tournament list. This is as good as I can do. I went 1 loss at Valdosta and is generally just a really good team. I've got, first off, Necron Warriors, 20 with Gauss Reapers, 3 units of 6 Wraiths, 3 units of 9 Tomb Blades, 3 units of 6 Scorpions, 2 Canoptek Plasmacytes, and an Overlord. The Overlord has the Warlord trait where you reroll charges within 6 inches of him in the Veil of Darkness, and he is a Hand of the Pharaon. And it's just that simple. Cool codexes don't need to pick a bunch of war gear options or get fancy. I outnumber him really badly. My dynasty is the 6-inch pregame move dynasty with a +1 inch to charge. I'm just going to take this game by virtue of having more guns, more bodies, more axes, and let him rejoice in his 12,000 characters as I just bog his troops down and wipe them up. Also, secret weapon, 10 points above him because my army's battle ready while he didn't paint his Desolators. So keep that in mind.
All right, we've set up the terrain. We've set up our armies. We're doing player place terrain. Try to set the board up as open as I can. We don't know who's going first yet, so he is exposed. But he does get to do his pregame move, so they probably won't still be there. But best case, they just walk in those ruins, and I can't shoot them as well if I want to redeploy. I'm also set up in this ruin. As many guys can fit. These guys are on the top floor. We're all set up to just like dare him to charge us. We did pick from a secondary's perspective. I picked Codex Warfare. I picked No Prisoners and March from Macragge. He's got Treasures, Purge, and Banners. I'm not really in a position to like stop him from purging on the first turn easily. So I would have to like really push up. Going first or second is really going to dictate how we stop each other from scoring. So is he going to push real hard, or is he just going to stage in these 2 ruins for me on turn 2? So we'll see. Any thoughts, Walter, before we roll for it?
Purge Vermin cannot score on the first turn, so my opponent has overestimated my scoring powers. If I go second, I'm going to stage into these ruins. If I go first, I may blitz, or I may just play a more waiting caution game. A lot will depend on whether Thomas redeploys. I want to go first badly because that will force him to either use the redeploy or commit to just standing there. It's important to notice that the anti-veil guys are here and here in the back, so I could veil and shoot him in the face if I was to want to do that. But of course, Space Marines are the OG Auspex dudes, so that could happen as well. It's a complicated dance we're doing, but I am confident that I have taken the dance lead.
In a rather dramatic fashion, I rolled a 1 and he rolled a 2 to go first, so he's going first with the low rolls. I elected not to redeploy, so he's going to do his redeploys. We'll come back after his first turn movement, see what he's done, and let him talk about his plan to attack.
All right, so my bikes are being sacrificed here. They've moved up. They're going to look through this thing, and they're just going to try and kill them off that objective. If these guys are successful, Thomas has no one else who can get there without hitting a pretty high advance roll, so I'll be able to really put him back in his box. But because of his feel no pain and he's just popped a strat to get -1 to their to hit them, it's going to be difficult. The numbers say I got it, but Thomas has been known to roll a little hot before. Time will tell. Meanwhile, we've moved up. We've put up our banners all there and there. Sorry, I'm trying to move a little slower. We're cowering out of line of sight. I've put a little plasma sight out there to give me some points. And let's see how it goes. All right. Well, we were able to defeat those Space Marines, which means they're not going to be there at the start of his command phase, so he will not sticky hold that objective, so he is fully boxed in. But on the other hand, I have not damaged his firepower at all, so I'm going to take absolutely everything he's got at anybody he can see, which I'm hoping is not too many people. But unfortunately for me, he's got a melee component that's going to be coming across the board at me. I've placed 2 banners, and I've taken Treasure of Aeons for 3 points. So those things are cool. They're in place. Time will tell how well that goes. But the real question is, what are the new units going to do? They're up there. They're costing him 10 points for not being painted. But can they make it back with some shooting? Time will tell.
All right, so I only half committed. That was my first mistake by only popping -1 to hit. If I really wanted them to live, I needed to pop transhuman as well. The dice came out to be, I needed 3 6s on my 12 feel no pains. Matt says I should get 2. I only got 1, so I did not live. It was dicey. I could have just made it not a big problem if I just transhumed him. But that would have cost me CP. I thought I could be cute and just make more saves. Mistakes were made. And then the bigger mistake was I had one guy's toe on that objective. No reason to be on that objective at the beginning. Just absolutely no reason. What that let him do is by killing them, he got an extra point for killing a unit on an objective just for free. Like I could just like half a toe off of it. There's no reason. Mistakes were made. So now I have to make sure I get this unit of bikes, which is going to be tricky because of the angle that he's giving me. There's really nothing else to shoot. Plasma sight. Does he even give me stuff for killing him?
He does, but you got to make sure that he's the closest model for you to shoot at.
Okay, we'll make that happen. And let's come back after we've killed stuff. All right, so into the movement phase. I tried to advance here. These guys were really back here. If I had a good advance, I could have got an angle to shoot down here, but I didn't quite roll high enough. So I just moved up. We're going to try to kill those bikes. I got +1 to hit on the litanies off on my missile launchers, so we do have some that could see into that ruin. Artillery's going to shoot. These Hellblasters, since they rolled low, they just moved up to try to get angles in there, so we'll be able to shoot a little bit in there, so we'll see what that looks like. This guy can only be shot if he's the closest, so luckily everything else is so far back, so that'll get me at least 2 points on Codex Warfare. And I ran the Victrix guard up there to take that objective from him, so now at least he's not going to get 12 on the primary. Over here, these Victrix guard just missed running onto the objective, but I didn't really need it, so just trying to do a little bit of positioning here to wait for the inevitable charge. So we'll see what happens when he comes in hot. But let's do some shooting, come back and see if I get this unit of bikes here or not. Might not be able to. They're a little too far back, but we'll see. All right, the shooting was pretty decent. My missiles flubbed like serious over here, but then my plasma guys, despite the first guy overheating, just hit and wounded a lot, even though I was hitting on 4s, and picked up the entire unit of bikes. I have marked this unit for Seal of O, so I shot all the out-of-line sight guns there. Did a lot of wounds, 16 saves or so of 1 damage. He ended up losing 2 wraiths. So that's that. Scoring, I was able to get 2 points for killing the plasma sight, so in hindsight, probably not the best move to put that guy out there. I did kill him because he was on objective, so I got 3 points on bonus. Now he's going to score a bunch of points, and he's going to see if he comes out and gets me.
All right, so here we are at the end of top 2. We didn't take this objective, just left it to lie fallow. But we did shoot everything in the world into this unit and then hit them with wraiths. And you can't see it in there, but there's still one of those little dudes left hiding down there with 1 wound left. Classic Thomas dice. So I've taken the objective from him, and I've tri-pointed him so he can't fall back easily. But, he's just there, and there's no way to stop him. So I put him down to 4 on primary, which is a good beginning cost. But the March of Macragge is continuing, and there's seemingly no way to stop this tidal wave of blue, except maybe these secret Necron forces hiding behind these buildings, which there's so many of. All right, we'll see what happens next.
All right, Cassius let me down. He only got +1 to wound, not +1 to hit. I need that for the artillery, but we do have this. These guys advanced. They had Veil of Time. They did roll good on their first roll, so they need to re-roll it. I'm about to do Psychic Powers. It did let me get 3 guys in visibility of the race. Plus, I grew one from the Apothecary on his run. He's very exposed, not a place where he wants to be. I'm going to have to do some shenanigans here to charge this and kind of push the boundaries here a little bit. Do have my missile stain still in the Devastator Doctrine, so it's really who do we want to try to punk this turn. These are the guys that are Seal of Oath, so he knew he couldn't just sit there with those guys, so if they're going to die, I might as well die out here. So moving up here, try to use that to the best of my advantage. I do need to hold this. I did pop Warden of Macragge with this. He's not really going to be able to use it. I may end up charging those guys. We'll see how much is left in those race. We don't want them to be causing too much trouble. My Apothecary's like, that one extra guy better be worth this. We'll come back. Into the shooting phase, I was able to pick off with missile launchers and the plasma 3 of the race. I elected to just do Warden of Macragge there, so they're not charging. Over here, it became a little bit of a traffic jam, so couldn't get everybody to swing, unfortunately. I rolled like 5s and 6s on my charges, even with the +1, so it became problematic. He survived despite the full rerolls with one guy left. He swung back. He killed 1 Devastator, but we did call and consolidate onto that center to make Purge a little bit more tricky. He's going to have to come out, but I'm like primed for all this stuff to come get me, so this should be the go turn for him. We'll see what he brings out, and then what I'll have left to counter back.
All right, so this round I've come out of the booth. I'm about to hit him all along his front line and basically not touch his home base. So we're really going to give this new unit a workout because they're going to have to do it. All right, so these 3 Wraith survivors are going to try and charge these plasma guys. These Scorpex are going to try and charge this unit of guys who are marching for Macragge. This unit over here of bikes have a full shot on everybody they care about. I've got a unit of Scorpex ready to charge. I've veiled some warriors over to shoot. I have another set of Wraiths ready to charge, another set of, what are they called, Scorpex ready to charge, and lastly another unit of bikes ready to shoot. So it's just going to be a full-on blitz into all these blue guys. It's just going to be all about making Thomas roll dice, which is, historically fraught with danger, but we're just going to give it our best. All right, so I was a bit bashful this time, but I still got some work done. Over here, we've touched his Hellblasters and his medic. You can't really see it there, but I'll turn a bit. You see that medic? We've also killed the guys who are marching for Macragge, seizing that objective. I have seized the center with this dude, killed his company champion and 2 more units of bodyguards. I've also got all my guys are out in the open. There's no way to hide anymore. This is my popping out turn. Those guys didn't even charge. There just wasn't space for them to land. So they're standing out there for no reason. It's really bad. I've tied up his dudes there, but Guilliman is still untouched next to the Fight Last guy, who are both just monstrous problems, and his castle is still untouched. So I've sold my army for 2 and 3 being very bad for him. If he can fix it all on 4 and 5, I could still lose this game. Time will tell how we do.
All right, I failed the +1 to hit. Cassius failed me again. That's like 3 in a row. I've only got 1 litany. +1 to wound did go off, so I have my pick of where I want to shoot this stuff at. I got to get some Codex Warfare, so that's obviously going to happen. The Hellblasters, they had popped transhuman during their fight phase. He flubbed the rolls with race, so it actually didn't kill anybody. But he did tag the Apothecary, so I could not move him far enough. I was going to advance him. These guys fell back from combat, but that distance was just too far away to get healed all the way, so got some wounded squads. But yeah, we're going to try to pick up all of the Scorpex, all of the race, all of these race, and this unit Scorpex, and maybe a unit of bikes. That seems aggressive. I'm not sure what the missiles are going to target and what they can possibly kill. They did move, so everybody moved. They're -1 to hit right now. I figured I was shooting into the forest for the most part. This is probably a mistake here, but hopefully we just full rerolls will power through it.
Before he drops off, this is Walter. I want you to understand this is what it's like playing Thomas. He's just said that he's going to kill all of the Scorpex, 3 units, one of which is -1 to hit, one of which is -1 to wound, all of the Wraiths, which is, again, a unit and a half. So we're now looking at 4.5 units of pretty tough guys, and potentially a unit of bikes. That's more units he's targeting than he has units that can shoot. So there's actually magic bullets appearing. I will be immensely surprised if this happens. Dice will be splitting in half and rolling both sides.
All right, this is just the tale of just poor allocation. I'm not used to doing Codex Warfare. I had one grav guy shoot. There's literally like 2 or 3 places where he could have just like picked up the one wound guy instead of shooting into a fresh squad. These race were champs. They made a lot of 4-ups, soaked way more than they had to, which is going to give him 12 in the primary, which is double bad. I was able to kill two units of Scorpex, 1 unit of race, and I slapped these guys down to like 3 or 4 dudes, but then he grew 3 or 4 back, so they're pretty much unfazed. I was forced to charge here to kill that 1 wounded wraith. It was really dicey, but I was able to get on it and get onto the objective. And the characters here did work, but now they're exposed. I tried to hit this charge here. I had no more CP, and I rolled. I needed a 6. I rolled a 5, failed the charge. So now Guilliman is not screened with all his super friends that are about to get charged. Not ideal, but I mean, if it wasn't for the 12 on primary, I wouldn't feel so bad. Guilliman should have probably consolidated differently, but we'll see. All right, we'll come back after this turn, see what happens to Walter.
Okay, so we have survived with Scorpex and Wraiths left, and even bikes, despite Thomas's wildly exaggerated killing claims. The plan this turn is to clean him off this objective with 2 units of bikes shooting, trap these guys with some charges, and then hit Guilliman with this warrior unit and this guy, potentially killing him twice. I'm placing a banner on our home objective. I'm leaving behind that objective over there, which is worrisome, but I'm hoping to give him 1 more round of just 4 points on primary, which will break the game wide open, I think. So let's see what I can do. All right, so things went pretty well. We were able to clip him off this objective again. Over here, our battle has just sort of pushed into the center line, but critically, I have taken the objective. I've got an OBSEC guy in there. I've put a banner up with my Warlord. I've killed Guilliman, but unfortunately he resurrected, and I've just stuffed my soldiers into his army. This is bottom 4 coming up. He's going to execute my army at firing squad, but I'm hopeful that putting him on his primary 1 more time means that there's no way to catch up in the points. My 12 to his 4, I think. Now, this is a big bonus mission, so he might be able to catch up that way, but I think it should be pretty rough for him. I'm hoping I pulled ahead and he can't catch me.
All right, I'm just trying to kill as much as I can. I don't know if scoring, I'm trying to get as much as I can. I was able to walk back off this objective, onto this objective with the Hellblasters, so they're going to be able to shoot, but they can't charge. I spent my 1 CP to fall back and re-engage with the big guys here, the missile launchers, so they're going to be able to shoot. Unfortunately, they're still heavy, so they're not going to be able to shoot at a good BS. But I did get +1 to hit and +1 to wound, so we'll calculate what that actually means. Over here, 1 unit of Eradicators fell back and got healed, so they're back to 3. The other one just walked up, so they could still charge. Guilliman did get killed during his turn, but he did get back up, so he got back up with 3 wounds. We are trapped here, so everyone's going to have to try to charge and thin out the herd, so it's just really about killing these guys. All the shooting, hopefully get some Codex Warfare, and then Guilliman can charge into the warriors and do them dirty. So let's see if he has anything left. All right, as expected, or as I planned it anyways, dice went pretty good, combats went well. I didn't roll any 6s with Guilliman, so I was forced to just hope he didn't get back up, and he did pretty badly on getting back up, even despite having a double rolls. So, and he lost morale, he lost a couple more. So the warrior's still alive. They do hold this objective that keeps his banner alive, but his character went down. He spent the CP to get back up. At the end of the phase, he did not make it. We were able to run in and charge the bikes, but we did pick up 4 things for Codex Warfare, so 8 points there. And then we have some warriors left to get the last turn. But he is going to pick up the last minute points, and we'll see if I can get anything left on the last turn. All right, end of the turn. He had to fall back. He was debating whether he wanted to move which way, but he couldn't escape my heroic 6 Judiciar. So he had 5 guys. I had 5 attacks. Could I do it? I killed him. So I rolled some 6s, do some mortals. For some reason, I thought I do take this banner off. So he just has 1 2 banners. I thought I could just run over here and take that banner off, but he reminded me in the command phase. I'm not on the command phase. I'm like, in the game. Like, no, that's not how it works. So I guess we still have opportunities to learn even this late in the edition. All his models are dead. I still have lots of models, but let's look at the score. That's what really matters. At the top, he was able to hold all the primaries. He got the 45. I, unfortunately, needed a little help. Only got 35. There was nobody left at the end. He didn't want to give me points on the objective during his turn, so me killing him all the way actually cost me. I should have just left him alive because it wouldn't have mattered for stealing the banner. Maybe the banner would give him 1 point.
And I would have got treasures up to 15. Like, it was a very...
Oh, yeah.
And I would have gotten another on Purge Room.
That's true. He would have got a couple more points. I was able to push over to steal his Purge Room. And so, end of the game, 79 points. Walter's going to come back and talk about that number. And then I got 74. 79 to 74, close. We're not counting paint over here, but Walter wants to say those guys aren't painted, so he wants to say 10 more points.
All right, guys. I want you to appreciate that I beat Thomas again with one hand tied behind my back because I carefully never killed a single one of the new models so you could see how powerful they are. I just let them shoot all game long. 5 rounds, them being tough guys. So never say I never got you anything. This, by the way, is how you surgically dismantle an Ultramarine army. You win the roll to go first. It's super important. I'm just going to keep on doing that and keep on winning. See you guys.